deathbed lay, for the love of Barbara Allen. He sent his men down to her then, to the town where she was dwellin'. O haste and come, gin ye be Barbara Allen. So slowly raised she up, and slowly she came nigh him, and when she drew the curtains by, "Young man, I think you're dyin'." "Oh, it's I am sick, and very sick, and 'tis for our Barbara Allen. Oh, the better for me ye's never be, though your heart's blood were a spillin'." "Oh, dinna ye mind, young man," said she, "when the red wine ye were fillin', that ye made the heaths gae round and round, and slighted Barbara Allen?" He turned his face unto the wall, and death was with him dealin'. Adieu, adieu, my dear friends all, and be kind to Barbara Allen. And slowly, slowly raised she up, and slowly, slowly left him, and sighing said she could not stay, since death of life had reft him. As she was walking o'er the fields, she heard the death bell knelling, and every jow that the dead bell gelled cried woe to Barbara Allen. "O mother, mother, make my bed, O make it saft and sarrow, my love has died for me today, I'll die for him tomorrow." "Farewell," she said, "ye virgins all, and shun the fault I fell in. Henceforward take warning by the fall of cruel Barbara Allen." End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Blind Man at the Fair by Joseph Campbell. Read for LibriVox.org by Laurie Hemp. Oh, to be blind! To know the darkness that I know. The stir I hear is empty wind. The people idly come and go. The sun is black, though warm and kind. The horsemen ride, the streamers blow vainly in the fluky wind, for all is darkness where I go. The cattle bellow to their kind, the mummers dance, the jugglers throw, the thimble rigger speaks his mind, but all is darkness where I go. I feel the touch of womankind, their dresses flow as white as snow, but beauty is a withered rind, for all is darkness where I go. Last night the moon of Lammas shined, rising high and setting low, but light is nothing to the blind, all is darkness where they go. White roads I walk with vacant mind, white cloud shapes round me drifting slow, white lilies waving in the wind, and darkness everywhere I go. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Brother and Sister by D.H. Lawrence. Read for LibriVox.org by Caitlin Cooper. January 12, 2008 in Covington, Louisiana. Brother and Sister. The shorn moon trembling indistinct on her path, frail as a scar upon the pale blue sky, draws towards the downward slope some sorrow hath worn her down to the quick, so she faintly fares along her foot-searched way, without knowing why she creeps persistent down the sky's long stairs. Some day they see, though I have never seen, the dead moon heaped within the new moon's arms, for surely the fragile fine young thing had been too heavily burdened to mount the heavens so. But my heart stands still as a new strong dread alarms me. Might a young girl be heaped with such shadow of woe? Since death from the mother moon hath pared us down to the quick, and cast us forth like shorn thin moons to travel an uncharted way among the myriad thick-strewn stars of silent people, and luminous litter of lives which sorrows like mischievous dark mice chevelle to naught, diminishing each star's glitter. Since death has delivered us utterly, naked and white, since the month of childhood is over and we stand alone, since the beloved faded moon that set us alight is delivered from us and pays no heed though we moan in sorrow, since we stand in bewilderment, strange and fearful, to sally forth down the sky's long range. We may not cry to her still to sustain us here. We may not hold her shadow back from the dark. Oh, let us here forget, let us take the sheer unknown that lies before us, bearing the ark of the covenant onwards where she cannot go. Let us rise and leave her now, she will never know. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Caterpillar by Anna Letitia Barbauld. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. No, helpless thing, I cannot harm thee now. Depart in peace, thy little life is safe. For I have scanned thy form with curious eye, noted the silver line that streaks thy back, the azure and the orange that divide thy velvet sides. Thee, household wanderer, my garment has enfolded, and my arm felt the light pressure of thy hairy feet. Thou hast curled round my finger, from its tip precipitous descent, with stretched out neck, bending thy head in airy vacancy, this way and that, inquiring. Thou hast seemed to ask protection. Now I cannot kill thee, yet I have sworn perdition to thy race. And recent from the slaughter am I come of tribes and embryo nations. I have sought with sharpened eye and persecuting zeal, where, folded in their silken webs, they lay thriving and happy, swept them from the tree, and crushed whole families beneath my foot. Or sudden poured on their devoted heads the vials of destruction. This I've done, nor felt the touch of pity. But when thou, a single wretch, escaped the general doom, making me feel and clearly recognize thine individual existence, life, the fellowship of sense with all that breathes, presentest itself before me, I relent, and cannot hurt thy weakness. So the storm of horrid war, overwhelming cities, fields, and peaceful villages, rolls dreadful on. The victor shouts triumph. He enjoys the roar of cannon and the clang of arms, and urges, by no soft relentings stopped, the work of death and carnage. Yet should one, a single sufferer from the field escaped, panting and pale, and bleeding at his feet, lift his imploring eyes, the hero weeps. He is grown human, the capricious pity, which would not stir for thousands, melts for one, with sympathy spontaneous. 'Tis not virtue, yet 'tis the weakness of a virtuous mind. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Choice by Rudyard Kipling. Read for LibriVox.org by Nathan Pilling. The American spirit speaks. To the judge of right and wrong, with whom fulfillment lies, our purpose and our power belong, our faith and sacrifice. Let freedom's land rejoice, our ancient bonds are riven. Once more to us the eternal choice of good or ill is given. Not at a little cost, hardly by prayer or tears, shall we recover the road we lost in the drugged and doubting years. But after the fires and the wrath, but after searching and pain, His mercy opens us a path to live with ourselves again. In the gates of death rejoice, we see and hold the good. Bear witness, earth, we have made our choice for freedom's brotherhood. Then praise the Lord Most High, whose strength has saved us whole, who bade us choose that the flesh should die, and not the living soul. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Disorder by Gamaliel Bradford. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. My life is governed by the clock, all duly mapped and plotted, and only with a nervous shock I miss the time allotted. My course without has always been set straight to hedge and border, but I confess that all within is vast and vague disorder. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Echo by Christina Rossetti. Read for LibriVox.org by Andy, 20th of January 2008. Come to me in the silence of the night. Come in the speaking silence of a dream. Come with soft rounded cheeks and eyes as bright as sunlight on a stream. Come back in tears, oh memory, hope and love of finished years. Oh dream, how sweet, too bittersweet, whose wakening should have been in paradise, where souls brimful of love abide and meet, where thirsting longing eyes watch the slow door that, opening, letting in, lets out no more. Yet come to me in dreams that I may live my very life again, though cold in death. Come back to me in dreams that I may give pulse for pulse, breath for breath. Speak low, lean low as long ago, my love, how long ago. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
An Epitaph on M.H. by Charles Cotton, read for LibriVox.org by David Barnes. In this cold monument lies one that I know who has laid upon the happier he. Her sight would charm, and touch have kept King David warm. Lovely as is the dawning east was this marble's frozen guest, as soft and snowy as that down adorns the blowball's frizzled crown, as straight and slender as the crest or antlet of the one-beamed beast, pleasant as the odorous month of May, as glorious and as light as day. Whom I admired as soon as knew, and now her memory pursue with such a superstitious lust that I could fumble with her dust. She all perfections had, and more, tempting as if designed a whore, for so she was, and since there are such, I could wish them all as fair. Pretty she was, and young and wise, and in her callings so precise that industry had made her prove the sucking schoolmistress of love. And death, ambitious to become her pupil, left his ghastly home, and, seeing how we used her here, the raw-boned rascal ravished her, who, pretty soul, resigned her breath to seek new lechery in death. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Hymn to God My God, in My Sickness, by John Donne. Recorded for LibriVox by Alison Whipple. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Since I am coming to that holy room, where, with thy choir of saints for evermore, I shall be made thy music. As I come, I tune the instrument here at the door, and what I must do then think now before. Whilst my physicians by their love are grown, cosmographers, and I their map who lie, fled on this bed, that by them may be shown, that this is my southwest discovery. Per fritum febris, by these straits to die, I joy that in these straits I see my west,
For though their currents yield return to none, what shall my west hurt me, as west and east, in all flat maps, and I am one, are one. So death doth touch the resurrection. Is the Pacific Sea my home, or are the eastern riches? Is Jerusalem, Anion and Magellan and Gibraltar, all straits, and none but straits, are ways to them, whether where Japhet dwelt, or Cham, or Shem. We think that paradise and Calvary, Christ's cross and Adam's tree, stood in one place. Look, Lord, and find both Adams met in me. As the first Adam's sweat surrounds my face, may the last Adam's blood my soul embrace. So in his purple wrapped, receive me, Lord. By these his thorns give me his other crown. And, as to other souls I preached thy word, be this my text, my sermon to mine own. Therefore that he may raise the Lord throws down. End of poem. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain.
I Am by John Clare. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. I am. Yet what I am none cares or knows. My friends forsake me like a memory lost. I am the self-consumer of my woes. They rise and vanish in oblivious host, like shades in love, and death's oblivion lost. And yet I am, and live with shadows tossed into the nothingness of scorn and noise, into the living sea of waking dreams, where there is neither sense of life nor joys, but the vast shipwreck of my life's esteems. And e'en the dearest, that I love the best, are strange, nay, rather stranger than the rest. I long for scenes where man has never trod, a place where woman never smiled or wept, there to abide with my Creator, God, and sleep as I in childhood sweetly slept, untroubling and untroubled where I lay, the grass below, above the vaulted sky. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
It is an Honorable Thought by Emily Dickinson, read for LibriVox.org by Hui Jing, January 2008, Hualien, Taiwan. It is an Honorable Thought by Emily Dickinson. It is an honorable thought, and makes one lift one's hat, as one encountered gentle folk upon a daily street, that with immortal place, though pyramids decay and kingdoms like the orchard flit russetly away. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Song of the Lenape Warriors Going Against the Enemy. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. Oh, poor me, who am going out to fight the enemy, and know not whether I shall return, to enjoy the embraces of my children and my wife. O poor creature, whose life is not in his own hands, who has no power over his own body, but tries to do his duty for the welfare of his nation. O thou great Spirit above, take pity on my children and on my wife. Prevent their mourning on my account. Grant that I may be successful in this attempt, that I may slay my enemy and bring home the trophies of war to my dear family and friends, that we may rejoice together. O take pity on me, give me strength and courage to meet my enemy, suffer me to return again to my children, to my wife, and to my relations. Take pity on me and preserve my life, and I will make to thee a sacrifice. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Little Girl Lost by William Blake. Read for LibriVox by Colin McRoberts. The Little Girl Lost. In fortuity, I prophetic see that the earth from sleep, grave the sentence deep, shall arise and seek for her master meek, and the dearest wild become a garden mild. In the southern clime, where the summer's pride never fades away, lovely Lyca lay. 7 summers old, lovely Lyca told. She had wandered long, hearing wild birds' song. Sweet sleep, come to me, underneath this tree. Do father, mother weep? Where can Lyca see? Lost in desert wild is your little child. How can Lyca sleep if her mother weep? If her heart does ache, then let Lyca wake. If my mother sleep, Lyca shall not weep. Frowning, frowning night, o'er this desert bright, let thy moon arise, while I close my eyes. Sleeping Lyca lay, while the beasts of prey, come from caverns deep, viewed the maid asleep. The kingly lion stood, and the virgin viewed. Then he gambolled round o'er the hallowed ground. Leopards, tigers play round her as she lay, while the lion old bowed his mane of gold, and her breast did lick, and upon her neck from his eyes of flame ruby tears there came, while the lioness loosed her slender dress, and naked they conveyed to caves the sleeping maid. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
My Letter to the World by Emily Dickinson, read for LibriVox.org by Kim Cutler. This is my letter to the world that never wrote to me. The simple news that nature told with tender majesty. Her message is committed to hands I cannot see. For love of her sweet countrymen, judge tenderly of me. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Never Seek to Tell Thy Love by William Blake. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. Never seek to tell thy love, love that never told can be. For the gentle wind does move silently, invisibly. I told my love, I told my love, I told her all my heart, trembling, cold, in ghastly fears. Ah, she doth depart. Soon as she was gone from me, a traveller came by, silently, invisibly. Oh, was no deny. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Ode to Melancholy by John Keats. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. No, no, go not to Lethe, Neither twist wolfsbane, tight-rooted for its poisonous wine, nor suffer thy pale forehead to be kissed by nightshade, ruby grape of Proserpine. Make not your rosary of yew berries, nor let the beetle nor the death moth be your mournful Psyche, nor the downy owl a partner in your sorrow's mysteries. For shade to shade will come too drowsily, and drown the wakeful anguish of the soul. But when the melancholy fit shall fall from heaven like weeping cloud, that fosters the droop-headed flowers all, and hides the green hill in an April shroud, then glut thy sorrow on a morning rose, or on the rainbow of the salt sand wave, or on the wealth of globed peonies. Or if thy mistress some rich anger shows, imprison her soft hand, and let her rave, and feed deep, deep upon her peerless eyes. She dwells with beauty, beauty that must die, and joy whose hand is ever at his lips bidding adieu, and aching pleasure nigh, turning to poison while the bee-mouth sips. Aye, in the very temple of delight veiled melancholy has her sovereign shrine, though seen of none save him whose strenuous tongue can burst joy's grape against his palate fine. His soul shall taste the sadness of her might, and be among her cloudy trophies hung. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Parable by Arthur Conan Doyle. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. The Cheesemites asked how the cheese got there, and warmly debated the matter. The orthodox said that it came from the air, and the heretics said from the platter. They argued it long, and they argued it short, and I hear they are arguing now. But of all the choice spirits who lived in the cheese, not one of them thought of a cow. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.